Gareth Wheeler alongside the coach,
I don't know about that.
Terry Dunfield. You like that term, coach?
I like it. It's growing on me.
It suits you. You look the part. Fake it till you make it, Terry.
I was thinking fourth official.
Or fifth in terms of this MLS Cup final. It's Toronto FC and the Seattle Sounders this Saturday. Today's an off day for Toronto FC, but let's get right to it, start breaking down this matchup. Of course, the two teams played 120 minutes of football in last year's final. It was goalless. Seattle ended up taking it in penalties. Is there anything that Toronto FC can learn from that game, Terry, or the team's just too different to kind of go back to that game and provide any kind of necessary assessments?
I think both teams are better, and the biggest thing I take from last season, and I think TFC's already addressed it, is they needed a playmaker, someone that can open up teams that sit a little bit deeper. They park the bus, and I think in Victor Vasquez, TFC have that player now who can really unlock a team.
With that being said, Toronto FC still had their chances last year. It's simply a matter of taking them, isn't it, Terry?
Yeah, and you've got to give some credit. As difficult it is for me to say it to Stefan Fry, he made that outrageous save. And I think when those chances come, goals changes games. But TFC have shown that they're deep this year. They've shown that they can win in other ways. They've shown character through the playoffs. But I think they're going to need just a little bit more against the Seattle Sounders going forward.
TFC has multiple ways of breaking a team down, as does the Seattle Sounders. They're on very good form, Terry, a team that's much deeper this time around. Clint Dempsey's healthy, back in the team. Jovan Jones is now playing in a more advanced role down the left. 11 assists from the left wing-back position. Where does the danger come from an attacking perspective from the Seattle team?
They look very good in transition against the Houston Dynamo. Having said that, though, Houston were chasing the game all series, so I wouldn't read into it too much. Leerdam down the right-hand side, he's got tons of pace. Anuhu and Jones, I like that relationship down the left. U.S. international Clint Dempsey playing off of Will Bruin, finding pockets. He's going to be important that he's picked up. Michael Bradley will probably do a job on him. And I think Will Bruin's found a good home in Seattle. He's picked up a yard of pace from somewhere. He's there, Josie Altidore up top. Rodriguez is an interesting piece. Whether he'll start, I don't know. I expect Seattle to be a little bit more solid. Svensson or Alonso, depending on injury, should come into midfield. So that might mean Ladero, a very skilled player, moving out to the right-hand side.
They're much more dynamic than the team we saw last year. A lot more pace in transition. And that's something that Toronto FC need be wary of, where Seattle won't just come to BMO Field this time around and park the bus, at least from where I sit.
Yeah, and I think that could suit TFC and also a better game for the neutrals. If Seattle open up a little bit more, they've got attacking weapons now, then that gives TFC a little bit more room to play.
Seattle hasn't conceded in 6 straight games. They're a very good team defensively. Their goalkeeper, Stefan Fry, obviously has been on a really good run of form, but this is a difficult Seattle team to break down. So where does Toronto FC find success going forward?
First and foremost, Javinko, he's got to get going. If he's firing on all cylinders, you've got the best player in the league at it. So I think just a little bit more from him. And then for me, I think you got to move the two center halves, Torres and Marshall, two of the best center halves in the league, a good unit together. But if you can move that ball laterally, shift them, eventually passing lanes will open up. You can maybe get in behind them or look to Victor Vasquez to play maybe in front of the two fullbacks, a little bit like De Bruyne does for Manchester City.
Right, playing between the lines is so important. That's how you move around those two center backs.
Yeah, that's how you beat a 4-4-1-1 system.
And that could be the system they play, or some sort of variation of a 4-2-3-1. And with Leerdam and Jones playing so high, you can find some pockets of space down the wing. Justin Morrow could play a huge role.
Yeah, don't forget you've got Justin Morrow, arguably the best left-sided player in the league. So I'm sure he'll be looking to get in behind as well.
When Seattle concedes, oftentimes comes from high pressure in those pockets of space in between the lines. That's exactly where Toronto FC will try to exploit. Thanks for this, Coach Dunfield.
No problem, mate. Anytime.
We'll see you out there on Saturday, BMO Field. It's MLS Cup Final 2017.